This also is Armenian territory.
Oh.
And also the second name of the capital was Pinky capital.
Okay.
Pinky. But after the independence, it was combined with modern constructions, modern European style constructions.
Okay.
And now we couldn't say that it's Pinky capital. But yes, you can distinguish very clearly Soviet Union constructions and after independence construction, modern European style.
We got Wi-Fi in the car.
So all of this is Armenia until you see those houses there. And just beyond the first layer of trees there, that's Turkey. And the mountain that we see in the back is Ararat.
Gregory, just in the sign of Christianity and blessing. Under his feet, you see the king Terdad.
We can go down?
Yes, of
Oh, okay.
course. Yes.
We're inside the Khor Monastery, and under this floor is where the cell is, the cellular jail where Gregory the Illuminator was confined by the local king of that time. And they said that we could actually go down and see what it's like. So
Be careful. Careful.
oh, it goes very deep down.
Ah. Is it easy to go down?
No.
Because in the Bible, in John lines, it's written that the second coming will be from the eastern part, and every person should be ready to accept him and to pray just on to the east part. But this one is exception. Only Khor Virap is an exception, and it's not the eastern part but western part, because if it would be in eastern part, it would be ignorance to this temple. So you are standing like this and you're ignoring this Gregory the Illuminator, and that's why it is in western part. But in all churches you meet in Armenia, you go, you just remember that it
They're
is
always
in eastern
facing
part,
east.
and also our burials are face to east.
Oh, okay.
So we have open and closed nardexes. This one is open, you see.
Okay.
And we have closed as well. You will see it in Noravank.
Okay. Now all genders allowed.
Whoever wants can take part or enter. Not baptized people or women, of course.
So the first place we came to is the Khor Church, and it's absolutely beautiful. We are so close to the Turkish border, the international border between Armenia and Turkey, and just beyond the border you can actually see the big mountain, the most holy mountain in Armenia's culture, which is Ararat. The mountain itself is regarded as a very holy place because it is widely believed that when Noah's Ark came there, that is where it landed, and the mountain itself is actually a volcano which differentiates it from most other mountains here in the Caucasus region. And the mountain is so unique because even though it is snow-capped, even though it rains heavily in this part of the world, the mountain does not lead to any rivers. So the water that is collected at the very top never really precipitates into rivers, which typically happens everywhere else in the world. And before 300 AD, Gregory the Illuminator, the saint, was actually here in this very church. Back then, this was actually held as a prison where the local pagan king actually imprisoned him for a very long time. And that was because he did not believe in his concepts of Christianity, etc. And the king only believed that everybody should follow one god, which was his pagan god. And because Gregory the Illuminator began to preach about Christianity, he was offended and he put Gregory the Illuminator in jail. The prison cell is in fact accessible even today. It is quite deep below. You have to go down a shaft and then you reach the underground cell. And inside it's like a dungeon of sorts, but there is a small little window at the very top from where a certain local woman used to throw bread inside. And this was definitely not known to the king, because inside this cell there were many snakes in the pit, which most people believed would have definitely killed Saint Gregory. Eventually what happened was the king began to fall very sick. The king fell ill multiple times and it sort of became terminal. At one point his wife had a recurring dream. It apparently occurred to her 3 times that he would heal if he would engage with Gregory the Saint. So after repetitive instances of this, he actually came down and pulled the saint out and was surprised to see him hale and hearty, and then discovered that this woman had been feeding him. At that very moment, the Saint Gregory apparently touched him on his head, and miraculously he was healed in an instant, which was so shocking to this king at that time. And he had been doing such gory and cruel acts until then, that for the first time in his life, he felt so liberated, and instantly he accepted Christianity. And with that, 2 apostles actually came here from the Western world, and apparently this is where they met, on this very mount where you see a cross. And that is how Armenia eventually became a Christian country. Since the apostles came, and here in Armenia apostles are worshipped at a very high level, the Armenian way of Christianity is called as apostolic. So this is incredible to actually learn. I had no clue about any of this. Did you?
No, no.
Yeah. So the plus side of this is that it's very beautiful all around. It's always good to learn about the real essence of a country from a local. So probably a good decision we came with these guys.
We're gonna have a long journey ahead, so we're just picking up some drinks.
Yeah, give me that one. So this one's actually strawberry or cherry juice that you
cherry
get.
juice.
It's fresh, and they just put it in these small disposable lotas. And then
I got my coffee.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now
It's called Noravank. It's a new monastery. Can you differentiate what are they? Like why is it legal and why not Armenians?
Noravank Monastery, and at the first sight of it, it's so intricate and so beautiful.
So the entire monastery is actually sitting on the cliff in the Caucasus Mountains, and it overlooks a very incredible valley. And what we learned is that this monastery also has this church on this side, and it all faces the eastern direction because, like Mary said earlier, there will come a time when Jesus will resurrect. All believers are supposed to be facing in his direction so that they can be liberated in life. All of these houses of worship have actually been built using the stone that was probably extracted from the mountains right here. So they typically have only two shades. One is red and one is black. And this is mainly because the rocks here, the mountains here are very rich in iron ore, which gives them the characteristic red color. And at the same time, because of the nearby volcano, there's a lot of black shade, which is which is very common wherever you have volcanoes. But the mix of these two is what brings out the strange colors in the buildings, and that's why they all have a reddish, pinkish, and sort of dark shade to it, which is actually very beautiful. And the entire monastery merges into the mountains itself in appearance from far away. The only thing that really distinguishes the buildings from the mountains is the fact that there's some greenery here and there, and then the blue sky. So cool. But that's not everything. Marie also told us about the intricate details here. It seems like there's a whole story to how each of these little carvings have been made. Caucasus edition. And Murray just brought us to this cave called Arena 1. There's another one further away on the same road. But both of these caves are actually from a very long time ago. She said it's somewhere in the ballpark of 6,000 years before today, which means 4,000 years before Christ.
And inside these caves, they found these big jars inside which people were actually buried. These jars were actually shaped like a woman's uterus, and when they saw the skeletons inside, it was like sitting like this, like the exact same position how a baby is born, the exact same position they used to bury the people.
Just like Hindus in India, pagan followers here in Armenia also believed in multiple lives and resurrection, births, deaths, salvation, etc. And they believed that as long as you were still in the course of multiple lives, then you would want to have access to your body. So that is why when somebody died, instead of dispersing their remains, they would actually put it into a little pot, and as Shish said, that was laid to rest inside the cave.
And now inside this you can see many bats which in the evening will fly out from these caves, similar to what we saw in Battambang in Cambodia.
Yeah, so it's really fascinating, and apparently there are like 30 different species, 30 different kinds of bats here, and it must be a screeching experience in the evening. Quick correction, we mistakenly said Arena, it's Areni 1, that's the name of this cave. And now we are going to our first ever winery experience. I'm gonna go check it out because I know both Georgia and Armenia are very popular for wines. So now we are going to the Areni winery to learn about how wine is made in this Caucasian region. Goods. What's new?
These are oak barrels.
Oak.
Yes. Here are produced wine, brandy, like cognac.
So all these bottles you see here are unsold inventory. So Shish is going to attempt some pilferage now.
Do it. We're going to
Smuggle?
count them.
Smuggle? Okay, how many of our friends here from audit remember stock count? How would you do this? Look at that. Look at all of this. How do you count so much of stock in just an hour or less?
Without any pilferage.
Armenia Winery was founded in 1994 by Simonian's family. This is family business. We make wine from local grapes, grape type Armenia and Bosqueja. These are very popular in Armenia and endemic local grape types. We make wine from these grapes. From Armenia we have dry, semi-dry, semi-sweet wine and dry, two different types from different harvests. Harvest 2020 and harvest 2019. Pomegranate wine, cherry wine, blackberry, quince and raspberry. These are like dessert wine, less alcohol and sweetness more. Цели разные можете брать. А вам вишня или малина?
Давайте малину.
What's it like?
It's very strong and it's very sour and hits the throat. I liked the other one, the pomegranate one. It was sweet and it was like more like a pomegranate juice.
It's not sweet.
Sweet.
I don't like a white wine. I prefer a red one.